The choice of where you look is really, really important. I can't stress the importance of that enough. You know, the choice of where you look, the choice of where you place your attention is incredibly important. I think it's probably even more important than, it's the most important thing, really. I don't think there's an argument for anything else. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. If I am, just let me know. But I think we need to really need to realize what we're focusing on, bro. You know, it's a bit like REM, yeah, rapid eye movement, when you're falling asleep and your eyes are just like darting back and forth and going blah, blah, blah. I think in a way, when our consciousness is in the world of thoughts, that's how it operates. You know, because it's trying to like take in all this different information, and it's looking here, looking there, looking there, you know. You need to still the mind, you need to still your heart, you need to still your whole being, you know, and just focus on what you want to focus, right? Once you do that, the emotions will flow. Once the emotions flow, you're good, you're on track, you know. You can't be looking at the goal and then there's another picture on the side which shows that you've missed the goal, and then you're kind of looking at the goal and you're like, but what if I miss? But what if I miss? You know, it doesn't make sense. Okay, doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Because I know what it is. Like most people, like, I mean, we have to be realistic. You know, most people want energy. Most people want resources. Most people want stuff. Most people want things. You know, but ultimately, it's not the things they want. It's the feelings they want. The emotions they want. It's the emotions you want, bro. Bro, you say you want a Ferrari, I'll give you a Ferrari today. Like, what's the Ferrari gonna do for you? It's the emotions of having a Ferrari. But most of it is like from validation and but anyway, but even if you thoroughly enjoy it, enjoy driving a car, is the feeling you get from driving a car. The car itself doesn't mean anything. You know? So you need to maintain eye contact with God, bro. I keep telling you this shit, bro. It doesn't matter what's happening, bro. It's you that's happening. It's you. It's your old programs that's happening. Your old ways of thinking that's happening. Your old modes of thoughts that's happening to you. Nothing else. You know? You have to, listen, you have to maintain it, bro. You have to maintain eye contact with your goal, with what you want to experience, yeah? If you want to change it, because you have the choice to do that, yeah? We are God in flesh. If you want to do that, that's absolutely fine. That's your call. But you can. All you have to do is maintain eye contact, you know? Maintaining eye contact comes with discipline, yeah? Comes with consistency, yeah? Comes with stillness. Comes with awareness. You can't just like dip in and out, you know? Most people are so full of shit, yeah? They dip in and out, you know, dip in and out. Meditate for 2-3 days and stop, you know? And then when they're laying in bed and they think, oh, are you going to meditate today? They'll find a very plausible reason to give themselves why they shouldn't do it. But then it's the same thing. You're not maintaining eye contact. So then how do you expect the thing to flow? How do you expect the reality to change? Don't put a time limit on it, because time is not real anyway. Time is a construct of this place. Time is not real. There's no such thing as time. What is time? It's made up, arbitrary. Literally has no bearing in the real world, bro. What is time? Explain it to me. It can't be explained because it doesn't exist. It's an arbitrary, like, division of one cycle, i.e. the sun cycle, and applied across and fragmented into tiny chunks and tiny bits, and referred to as units of time. Really, what time should be called as units of the sun cycle. Yeah, over 360 days. In fact, we've already entered the new year. For those of you that know, you know. But the new cycle, you entered it on the 21st, I think. Yeah, 21st, around 4:20 a.m. UK time. Yeah, so because it's a cycle, so you've already entered it. It's a new cycle. You've already, you know. But time itself is not real, so don't fucking worry about time. What you have to worry about is how deep in illusions you lived, yeah, and how strong an illusion you built, because that's what you have to undo. That's what you have to unravel by maintaining focus. So if you built up a ton of shit, yeah, from your false beliefs and stuff, that's what you have to worry about. That's what you have to go through, yeah. So that's what will feel time consuming. Nobody did it. You did it to your own self. So there's no one to look at and say, how long is it going to take? Why are you asking me? Don't ask me. You created it, so you deal with it. Okay, that's how it works. So maintain eye contact, bro. You know, and you have to be the expression. You have to be. I keep banging the drum about authenticity. You know, become the you that you want to be. Become the you that consciousness wants to experience here. Become the actual you. Become the player, yeah? The full character. Not the character, the full player, I mean. The true player. Don't be the piece on the board, yeah? The piece on the board doesn't mean anything. Okay? Embody the traits of the actual player of your character. Okay? Truly, bro. And I know the other thoughts and the images on the screen, they're super alluring, yeah? It's your own reflection you're looking at because you created it. So you have attachments to it because you believe they're real and you think they're more realistic or plausible or things have happened. So therefore, bro, causality doesn't mean anything. Like something has happened. It doesn't necessarily correlate with anything, bro. It's true. You zoom out far enough, like what does causality even mean? No, zoom out far enough and you realize that causality actually means nothing. Because it's all a mesh of happening anyway. It's just one big causality. Okay? So walk like who you want to be. Act like who you want to be. Live like who you want to be. Feel like who you want to be. Like, you know, just be it. Yeah, be it. Be that version. Just be it. Being it is maintaining eye contact with consciousness, because you are looking like your reflection, i.e. the world that you're in, the reality bubble that you currently inhabit. It's probably full of like shit you don't want, yeah? It's like stuff that you've bought. Imagine, let's say you did like a shopping spree like 5 years ago and went and bought a ton of shit that you would never wear today, right? So when you're decluttering your house, yeah, you have to declutter all that stuff. You can't say, oh, but that cost me like £1,500, that coat. You never wear it. You know you never wear it. Get rid of it. Yeah? You don't have to have emotional ties with the past anymore. Just let them go. Yeah? Shift it. Because if you don't shift it, you're not going to make space for the stuff that actually reflect you now. And it's the same. The analogy works across the board, because if you think about it this way, peep the game. You, in a state of unawareness or a lower state of awareness, you went and acquired all these fucking ideas and illusions and thoughts and shit, and you built up a whole fucking reality around you, right? Because you didn't know who you were. Now that you know who you are, you need to get rid of that stuff by being who you are. walking like who you are, acting like who you are, living, feeling, all the rest of it as who you want to be, yeah, the true you. Now, by doing that, it creates a need for you to get rid of the old ideas and programming. So you will experience turbulence, you will experience like conflict with your own kind of like reflection, yeah, because you're changing the being, and as you're changing the being, you're changing, you know, how you express. And as you're doing that, you realize that the screen will push back, but that's fine. You have to maintain eye contact. That's when you need to keep locking in. Yeah, keep locking in, keep locking in, keep locking in before you realize it will change. Okay, there's no time and nothing to worry about. It's just the shit that you've created yourself. So just find a way to just declutter it and you should be fine. Okay, it's not a fucking straightforward process. If it was, everybody would be doing it. Okay, it takes time. Yeah, it takes time because it took you time to build those false illusions. Okay, so just do it, bro. Maintain eye contact. Just stay locked in, bro. Yeah. The guy that wrote Conversations with God, I don't know his name. I saw a short video of his and he was talking about how even if you haven't got money, go and change. If you got $5, go and change it to singles and give. Because even though because you at that point are looking at an image of not having poverty, yeah, so that's your reflection, yeah, the image and reflection are showing the same thing. So when you go and take that $5 you have and change it into singles and give it away, what are you doing? You've changed the image. The reflection has to change because you're abundant. So just as you know, 1 + 1 is equal to 2, it has to change. Okay, so you have to embody prosperity. You have to embody the things you want to be. If you want to be confident, embody confidence. You know, embody it. It doesn't matter what, bro, nothing's actually happening, but whatever. You know, embody it. Just be it. Everything else will fall into place, bro. It's just the facts. Yeah. Anyway, peeps, do you, man? We'll talk soon. And yeah. You know, it occurred to me today, I was thinking about two things. Liminal spaces and reflections. I've got something else on reflections, so I'll post that another time. I'm actually in the process of sort of like going through my videos. So I will post some of my unreleased stuff on another channel, which I've just set up. Because I don't want to sort of like essentially mess up. Where are these birds flying to? Yeah, loads of birds. Can you hear them? So these like quite a few of them actually. Yeah, yeah, I'm going through that, so I'm gonna sort all of. I'll post it. I'll share it with you anyway. So all the unreleased, basically, it's like my kind of like the lost tapes, if you like. So yeah, there's some good stuff in there. Stuff I forgot to name. Stuff I forgot to like. I forgot I had recorded. There's some really good stuff in there. So I'll post that in there. You can sort of like check it out. That's number one. But number two, it came to my realization that like the entire experience of life is one giant liminal space. Yeah, we're actually we're in a very kind of like stretched out, delayed transition. Yeah, from one state to another, because we are the emergent point of consciousness. We are emerging into this realm. Yeah, and as we emerge, we then become another emergent point for other higher states of awareness. That's what this game is about. Yeah, go and check out my mixtape, The Point. I break it down. So essentially all of life is just one liminal space, and you're just, you know, the images are just going past you. Yeah. And last night I was having a dream, and like I spoke about it. That's the first part of this video where I was talking about maintaining eye contact with consciousness. But whilst in the dream, I was looking at the screen, and all this, there was a central image, and all around the image or the other images that kept pulling my attention. I was like, no, maintain focus. Then I realized that I kind of like left the screen temporarily and came into the body, the observer. And I realized that nothing actually was happening at all. Like nothing. Perhaps it's the sensation of death. I don't know. I mean, I always say this and I always laugh and joke about the death thing, but I believe I kind of died that day. You know, whatever death is. So, but essentially when I came into my body, I realized that it was just one long liminal space I was in, and just observing things and experiencing them. And the emotions came from getting attached to images on the mirror, on the screen. Then I started to think about it, and I was like, like, let's think about this critically, right? Critically, like, let's really break it down. So I'm in a space where nothing's actually transpiring, like the echo chamber thing I've just mentioned to you before, you know, like the Matrix pod, and you're using sound and light to create your world, as it were. I had an experience with that last night, and it's a liminal space. Nothing's actually happening there at all. And it got me thinking about when, like, an animal, you know, you've seen the videos where they place like a mirror in the forest or something, and then a lion or a leopard sees it and he goes, or like, I mean, I tested this out when I was a kid with my granddad's dog. It was a really cool dog, really lovely dog actually. He went nuts the first time he saw his image on the mirror. He went crazy. I'd never seen this dog growling at anybody. This dog went ham. And it got me thinking, like, okay, so why is this dog, or why is this creature, you know, reacting that way? They are reacting that way because they are a beast, okay? So for them, if they come across another person, another being like them in their space or whatever, they are programmed to react. It's how they survive in the animalistic world, right? You are not an animal. So therefore, if you react or you have like trigger happy responses towards other beings, you are not well. You are in a low state of vibration. You're in a low state of consciousness. You are no different from a swine, really. Like, you aren't well, because the dog has no choice but to growl. I can pick a chihuahua all the way down to a fucking, you know, the dogs they have in Asia, the ones that they use to protect the sheep, the ones that attack the wolves, the big fucking fuckers, yeah? Or even if you like a, you know, Alsatian or Doberman or whatever, these big dogs, they will all have the same response to a mirror. Yeah, if I pick a lion from wherever in the world, they will have the same response, because it's an instinct. It's wired into them, right? You being a being that's not an animal, you have ascended. Okay, you are at a higher state. So therefore, when you see the mirror, you should have the number one awareness that it is a reflection of yourself. Yeah. You should have, that should be like your number one go-to position. So if you're having, somebody's giving you road rage, somebody's being an arsehole, it is you that's reflecting yourself back to yourself, bro. And it will tie in with your frequency, even if they're on your own timeline, but there is no other timeline, because essentially solipsism 101, it's just you and you're reflecting out. Yeah. So when you come across reflections, you need to always stop and think and realize that, and don't respond based on instinct. Respond based on thought. This is a reflection. So what part of me is doing this or showing me this? And why? You know, if you have a disposition to greed or to cheating or to lying, or why am I lying? Why is this person lying to me? Like, these are the kinds of ways you need to start thinking, man. Do you understand? Because nothing's actually transpiring in the greater things. Because if you attack the image in the mirror, smash the mirror, nothing's happened, bro. You're just in a liminal space, observing reality, bro, as your consciousness expands. That's literally it. Do you understand? You know, and I spoke about water. I'm going to add on to this and make this a bit of a longer video. So that'll be the third part of this as well. So yeah, bro, that's what's actually happening. So, this is the way it is, okay? So recognize that, you know, you're not a creature. When you see anything in the reality screen, anything that happens, recognize step number one is an aspect of me that's happening. Why is this happening? What is this trying to teach me? What aspect of me is like this? Why? Bro, you have a brain, you have to use it, okay? Like, only animals don't really tap into the brain. That's why, you know, the dog sometimes will like end up nipping his owner or something and then realize, oh shit, you're my owner. I didn't mean to. You know? I remember when we were kids, my grandma, yeah, may she rest in peace. She used to love, we had this cat and my grandma used to really, really like it. Like, my grandma would buy it like really nice food and all the rest of it. And as my grandma started to get a bit older, her sight was starting to go. And one day she stepped on the cat's tail by accident, and the cat scratched her. Yeah. Scratched and tried to bite her or something. She didn't tell anyone, but I was looking at her leg and I was like, Grandma, what's that? And she's like, oh, the cat. I literally was like, right, that's it. I don't want to say this on YouTube, but yeah, it was time. I was like, and she was like, no. It wasn't its fault. It didn't. That's what cats do when someone does that to them. And I will never forget that. And I was like, that's actually so true, because the cat doesn't have that choice. It doesn't have that ability to stop, like, oh, it's not even deliberate. She didn't mean to. And they haven't got that level of awareness yet. Okay. Maybe in some years to come, maybe other forms will develop also. We can hope. But the cat hasn't got the capability to do that. Yeah. It's just like, also another example. I remember where we used to live, like, loads of people used to have dogs and stuff like that, and, you know, security and stuff. And there was a man, I'll never forget, he was from Korea. And he had like a security guy, and he had these big fucking mastiffs, right? In the whole area, we were like, that guy has fuck off dogs, yeah? Everyone had dogs, like German Shepherds, Doberman, whatever. But this guy's selection, they were killers, yeah? And one time, there was like an outage, and the security guy went into the house. You know, he went in, you know, the dogs know him, but for some reason, I don't know, because maybe it was the darkness or whatever, the dogs attacked him, right? Brutally, actually. And, he died shortly after. It was crazy. It was hard to pin it to the dog attack, because he was older, and after he died, it wasn't like straight away. It was like a few months or something passed, but he never quite recovered. And the point I'm trying to make is that it's like the dogs don't have the ability to differentiate, yeah? Even being their owner, sometimes they could do funny things and stuff, right? So, but you're a human, yeah? You're past that. So you're the one that can think before you act, you know? So you have to make sure that that's also part and parcel of your ascension and your growth. You're in a liminal space, okay? Nothing's actually happening. There's no fights to fight, really, because nothing's actually transpiring. You're engaging with your own self as you're ascending and expanding, yeah? If you choose not to expand and you choose to be engaged in the mirror, it doesn't matter. You can carry on. Soon enough, you get fucked off and somebody else can replace, and then the game will just carry on. It's not about you. Yeah, it's about the experience of consciousness. So all these things that are abstracting your energy, right? Conflict and And don't get me wrong, like, I'm a very chill person in real life, actually, super, super chill. But like, when people cross me, or people, like, when I say people, you know what I mean? But when situations happen, I'm not gonna stand for certain things, right? And I'll argue my point, and I'll make my point, and it doesn't matter. Like, I used to be the kind of person, like, let's go, let's burn the whole building, then, one of those people. And you know, as you mature, you realize, it's no need, man. I'm wasting energy on that. I could be using that energy to experience different things, create different things, expand my awareness, you know? So, don't engage, bro. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to even look at that image. This is the depth of the game. You don't even have to maintain eye contact with that image, because if it's not in alignment with you, fuck it off. Look at something else. Look at something else, bro. It's like, nah, I don't care. Like, do you know what I mean? You know, and if you actually have that approach when you see a mirror, you know, and you see like the proverbial leopard or lion and it sees another one, it goes, "Arr!" You have this, you can stop and think, actually, do you know what? You can growl at whoever. Like, if you attack me physically, it'll be a different game. But for now, nah, and just keep, you know, focus on something else. You know, focus on something else, because, you know, whatever you think you're going to gain from that engagement is nothing. It's nothing. It's zero. Yeah. It's like, the other day I was falling asleep and I was drifting. As I was drifting, I saw this image in my head. It's like, when you actually engage with the mirror, right? It's like you're engaging with your own self, but you can't see it. And it feels good, because, you know, you feels like you're attacking somebody, or you're telling them off, or you're fucking putting them down, or you're letting them know about themselves or whatever. You're not doing any of that, really. You feel powerless. That's why you're doing that, because you want to assert some power, because you feel powerless. So if you actually deal with that issue initially, you wouldn't feel the need to do that. And that's something that once you address, you wouldn't even be an argumentative person. You know, you wouldn't be a confrontational person, because why do you want confrontation? Why do you want the bystanders or the audience, as it were, to know that you are such a bad guy or a hard guy or whatever? It's a joke. It's not tangible. Okay. It's bullshit. So yeah, man. Yeah. So, yeah. Focus on those things, bro. So yeah, I'm gonna send you the link for I think the page is called Resonant Frequency. So yeah, all the lost tapes are gonna be here. Archive shit is gonna be here. I think the main channel will just focus mainly, because I've got a really nice present for you guys. I'm not gonna tell you. It's fucking sick. I'm working on it. I have to travel as well, but I'll make time to try and finish it. I can't give you a deadline, because it's a labor of love. But once it's done, I will let you guys have it. And I think I want to keep the other space mainly for just like advance these conversations, because that's my mission, really. Like, that's my purpose. I've told you, like, essentially it's all about growth. It's for me, you know, not for me, the physical, but for me in terms of consciousness. So I'm giving it to my own self, right? So I want to make it as coherent and as clear as possible. I always say to myself, like, if I was to visualize a younger version of myself or another version of myself that wanted information, how would I want it to be? So that's how I do it. I don't care about any other suggestions, really. I'm doing it for that voice in me. So then therefore it ties up. So the main page will still have like kick-ass shit. Like, we'll still do heavy metaphysics, heavy science, heavy psychology, heavy everything, you know, everything, proper shit. And then all the lost tapes will be there, because I just don't want to sort of like, I don't want us to feel like we're regressing from the main page, you know, like, because we've got to a certain point. And if you've been around, you know that I tend to keep things very fluid, you know, and it's almost like you can press play from day one and it just kind of carries on and it doesn't stop, you know. So that's the theme I'm going to go with. But I'll post this, you know, and then I'll put in the link for what do you call it, the other channel, and I'll post some shit on there and I'll go from there. All right.